I asked a prompt engineer at NVIDIA about what makes a perfect prompt. Here are the qualities that will elevate your AI interactions.
There are multiple things that you can use, multiple qualities that you need to have in your prompts to get the best output, the best desired output. Right? Clarity is where you can be as straightforward, as unambiguous, as clear as possible, as specific as possible when you are giving a prompt. Right? So it should not be like how you used to probably search in Google, and Google used to give some responses which were not even probably relevant to what your demand or what your requirement was. So clarity here means is something, if you are asking a question, right, and if something and anything that you add extra to that prompt should be something that should be building up or leading up to that question, right? Anything that is irrelevant to the question or to the prompt that you are seeking or to the response that you're seeking should not be a part of your prompt at all, because it creates a confusion. Precision, or being precise, being specific, is something that is again important. Being more relevant or accurate about whatever we are seeking. Now, contextual relevance is one thing. That is a quality that you can use to get good responses, right? So basically adding sufficient context to whatever you are seeking, right? It can be in the form of examples, it can be in the form of formats, it can be form of any other source or any other data that can be used, right, to amplify the data or to improve the quality of the data or quality of the output that you're seeking, right? Having an instructional quality in your prompts is another thing. Or you should not always be very, not sound demanding, like a lot of time. Make it sound like you are instructing, make it sound like you are asking for help, make it sound like you're always uh, looking for support, right? Either you are trying, or the best way is to make it sound like you are trying to help the model give a better response, right? So that the instructional quality is something that you build while writing prompts, right? Probably in the chain of thought prompting, that instructional quality is seen mostly, right? Where you keep asking it to do certain things for you, right? We're not simply asking questions and looking for responses. We're giving it instructions, specific instructions on what it needs to do, right? So that is where all the data that it has, all the patterns that it has understood, it will give you the very specific chunk of what you're looking for, because you've given a very specific instruction of what you're seeking out of all that huge data set. Completeness in your prompts, completeness in your queries is another thing that's needed. If you're asking a question, add as many details in one prompt as possible, right? Initially, right? If you get a response and you feel okay, you're unsatisfied, you need a few more things, add it later, right? In the next few responses, because that will be your interactive prompting working there, right? But when you're giving your first prompt at all, right, the very first prompt, write everything that you need from the essay. You want it to be engaging, mention it there. You want this particular thing to be mentioned, write it there. You want research papers to be referenced there, to be referred there, or you want some kind of writing style, right? Writing style that needs to follow some kind of a referencing style, some kind of a research paper style writing that needs to follow. Just mention that, like API style or whatever those styles are. You mention that in your first prompt itself, so that it goes close to what you're seeking. Now you can interact with it more and keep refining your prompts, keep refining your responses, right? We have to avoid any kind of ambiguity. That was again part of being clear, right? Examples and templates, as many as we can use from the internet, from what we have done already, from any kind of a similar output data or similar kind of an output where it was published somewhere. If you want to use those templates, it is always best. Use examples, give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to behave accordingly or to create accordingly based on the style or based on the format that a particular example uses, right? And always be relevant to the task, right? Relevant to the task. Anything you're writing as a prompt, anything that you're writing as a prompt should be relevant to your output that you're seeking. Anything extra that you write will end up in the chat, in the model's memory, and will end up creating an ambiguity, creating a confusion, and your output may slightly become of lesser quality.
If you found this video helpful, make sure to explore this channel for more such interesting conversations from in-depth interviews conducted on this podcast, and subscribe to stay connected with the latest content.